everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Jazz, Juice, and Jam. We back.
A new location. Nice.
Where we at?
Stuff
Where
out.
we at?
We are at O'Connell's Pub.
Best burgers in St. Louis metropolitan area.
Come on now. That's right. Shout out to John Parker for having us. It is beautiful. It's great to be here. Dang, man.
Yeah, man.
My name is Kendrick Smith.
My name is Bernard Terry.
Yeah, and we having a good time. We are. Sorry we've been away. We've been hearing y'all ask. We've been hearing y'all ask about, kind of where we've been, when we're going to start the show back, and there's a whole reason why we're starting back right now, and we're going to let you know. You might hear the reason in the background. But what you been up to, man? What we been up to?
Well, I've been up to what you've been up to. We've been playing the whole summer.
Yeah, a lot.
Since May 5th. We've been playing the whole time.
A little bit before that,
March, man. Well.
Valentine's Day?
Well,
I worked on Valentine's Day. I don't know what you was doing.
I know what I was doing on Valentine's. But what I do know is that we've been playing...
Talking
Is this PG rated or PG-13?
Yeah.
All right. So, man, we've been playing, shedding, working on new tunes, trying to get some more songs down. About to start recording here in a minute. And speaking of recording, what have you been up to, Ken?
So, me and this guy, along with Ben Dickey and Daniel Herrera, we have been a quartet that have been playing around a lot around the city. We recorded an album. It is the third official album kind of under my name. It's called Green Pastures, and it should pop right there.
When's it coming out?
It's coming out, probably look for it within the next couple weeks. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be available on the platforms. But it's great. Wow. It is all original music, and it's reflective of where we are right now in the group. This is a band, quartet that's been playing. I mean, we rehearse every week, and very serious about the music. And we've done how many festivals so far, man? It's been a lot.
13.
Has it really been 13? It's a lot. It has been a lot, and we really appreciate our community for having us.
Without you guys, we would be nowhere, for real.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's great, We've been, like I said, we've been really busy and learned a lot, With that, you learn some things that you want to do, some things you don't want to do, But all in all, I would definitely say, it's been a blessing. What else has been going on, man? I mean, the business has been doing well. Truly Reads, go get your Truly Reads.
Well, what's the special thing you got going on? Did you do the baritone?
The baritone?
Barry saxophone. You got those reads coming out soon?
Yeah, oh, thank you. See, that's my boy right here. That's my boy. Hey, look out.
This is why I'm here.
The cat house. Where's the chair? Where's the chair?
Get the white chair. That's why.
It's gotta be a white Anyway. Yeah, well, we got some new baritone saxophone reads, a new cut coming out really soon. I appreciate Nottleman's Music, Swing City Music for sponsoring us. Also, it's getting cooler, but if you all need your line cut, you still got the Terry Line Cut service.
We do.
Yep.
It's still open. I'm not cutting the grass. I got people for that.
See, look at that. He's big time now.
Oh, no, I'm big time. I got stories for y'all.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But as you know, we only talk so much, and then we got to do what we do best, which is playing. So we're going to play this next tune. We're actually going to announce the tune. It's a tune about a little bit of indulgence.
A juice?
Kind of a juice. Yeah, it's a tune by Cannonball Adderley. It's called Scotch and Water. We'll see y'all in a minute.
Bang, bang.
Is it good, bro?
So I should like just float in.
So, so look, as you all hear that wonderful voice in the background, that kind of leads to why we're doing it at the special location. We needed some more space because we want to not only talk about ourselves and what we're doing and what's going on in our lives as musicians, but there have been people that have been instrumental. We have peers, we have friends that we want to bring into this fun too, because we're having a lot of fun. We can't just keep it to ourselves.
No, we can't.
And I couldn't have y'all come to the house. So with no further ado, we're going to bring up the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, he's been in the scene for so long, done so much stuff. I ain't even going to try. I can't do him justice. Y'all give it up for the great Darrell Mixon. Mixon in the house.
What up, nephew?
Hey, how you doing? Man, thank you for doing, look, when we were trying to do this and we talked about having guests, the first person both of us said we have to have is Darrell.
Yeah.
And
Gotta have.
I mean, for me personally, you have really been, instrumental from when I started playing when I was like 16 years old in the lute. I mean, you were like the first person to really that I got a chance to play with that on a regular, that would constantly talk to me and encourage me to keep going. And I know I was playing some crazy stuff. Look,
No, it was not crazy. What it was outstanding for a young man at that age. That, when Coleman said he was going, Stanley Coleman, when he said that he had a young saxophone player he wanted me to hear, and what was the place over in the Central West End? What was the name of that place?
That was the
Delmar Lounge.
Delmar Lounge.
He said, you will not believe this, kid. When the first time I heard you play, it was, that's why I dubbed thee Baby Birdie.
No, yeah, you're the start. You started that. Yeah.
Baby Bird.
Well, I mean, you played with him all the time. That first time that I heard, I mean, he was a kid then. He wasn't the seasoned individual that he is right now, man. And, watching you grow has been a monster. I mean, both through your playing and through your desire to make sure that St. Louis stays visual as far as like what's being put out to the world as far as talent is concerned.
Well, I mean, you talked about the talent, man. I mean, there is almost synonymous. I mean, I can't really think of the city without thinking of Darrell Mixon. I mean, like, and even the lineage of where you come from. I mean, it's just like, like it is, and not even just in one genre. Like, not even just like what they call like string, swing, or straight ahead. I mean, you jump on that electric side too and do just as well. I mean,
One of the first.
Yeah, and so like, when we talking about kind of breaking boundaries, I mean, we were talking downstairs earlier where Bernard ordered that burger that y'all should go and try. Hey, you got some crumbs in your
Hey, it's all right.
But,
It's all right. See, that means it's good.
That's it.
Well,
But we were talking downstairs just about, how, kind of jump from the avant-garde side of things and more straight things, and just St. Louis, I mean, this city and East St. Louis, this area just has that knack of almost being everything. You got to do a little bit.
You have to.
well, I drop one name and one name only. John Mixon.
Google.
Check him out, John Mixon. Now, can you talk a little bit, because that's your dad, and he played on on one
Forest Lake.
particular. I know one like really really great record, but he played on a lot of great records. Can you just talk about your dad just a little bit?
I'm gonna take one in particular that was really a groovy thing when I was a really cool thing when I was a kid. He did a recording at, I forget what studio it was, but it was somewhere over in the Central West End. It was with Donald Cunningham. And my old man played some of the Orpheus on cello. On cello. The old man was very proficient on cello, and during that time, being a little kid and having that as your inspiration to look at, and plus the old man took me everywhere. I mean, you know, I probably know as much about Gaslight Square as any adult during that period. O'Connell's, the original O'Connell's.
Oh, so going back. All right.
My old man used to rehearse across the street with Marion Miller at, God, what was it? It had this Hawaiian name, I can't remember. But anyway, the place was right across the street from the original O'Connell's. They would be rehearsing down there. Old man used to take me everywhere he went until I went to kindergarten. Kindergarten. First 5 years of my life, I was living in Gaslight Square during the, you know.
Okay.
Anyway, O'Connell's, like, he took me down there, man, and he was at rehearsal. He would take me across the street, which was O'Connell's, and he would say, "Hey, yo, could you take care of Fats for a while? Give him a burger." This is Parker's old man.
Yeah. Oh, wow. John Parker, who is the owner of O'Connell's, and we appreciate him giving us this space and, letting us do our thing,
It's a legacy
just a little throwback story, but to get to what I was, saying is like, the old man was my official guru.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to know that, like, what I am now is because of John Mixon, and you need to look him up and check out the things he did.
Yes. If you didn't, Don Cunningham's album, he's also on some of Miles Davis.
Lionel Hampton, he did a recording with. He did a thing with Jimmy Forrest and
Forrest. That's the record with Miles Davis on.
Miles and Jimmy Forrest. My dad.
I can't remember the drummer's
Charles Fox. On piano. I think it was Oscar Oldham.
Okay.
On drums. And if you look it up, there was an unknown conga player. That's how he was in the credits.
Right.
And I believe it was either Billy Ingram or it was Percy James.
Okay.
One of the two.
So y'all, we're gonna talk. We got a lot of time. We're finna spend a lot of time with Mix, but we got to jump to our next segment where we talk about some albums that we think that y'all should check out. And we got probably the man that knows hundreds of albums. So y'all stick around. It's gonna be nice. This is the Jazz Juice and Jam Show.
Thank
All right, we back, and we're gonna talk about some albums. And but no, I think you should go first. What have you been checking out?
I haven't been checking out. I've been going back to listening to records I used to hear. One of my favorite records, and I'm just gonna let everybody know this, is Ugetsu by Art Blakey. That's one of my favorite albums. I've been really trying to study ensembles. I'm trying to see how ensembles work with one another. Like, of course, this Oscar Peterson trio I gave everybody, or the Miles Davis record I suggested, or even the Paul Chambers record, which that was phenomenal. But now this one is like, how can you be a leader? And on the instrument, sometimes like bass and drums, we don't get to play the melodies a lot, but to understand leadership and his role, and Ugetsu is one of the perfect ways of, hey, come on, don't stop. So keeping the energy going in tunes. That's the one that I'm noticing about Art Blakey. Just studying, man, because this thing never stops. And that's like the biggest record I've been checking out. And I can't get past the first two because that's just phenomenal. That one by one thing, guess I'm like, man, wait, what did he just do?
That's a
that?
bad record. It is energy. It's
the energy throughout the whole thing, and then it's just that Art Blakey, everybody, give it for Art Blakey. I'm like, man, that's how you announce somebody. So that's what I've been checking out, man. What you been checking out, Ken?
Well, for me, this gonna surprise you.
Jazz.
Yeah, we talk about jazz. We can talk about classical later.
Hey man, could I grab one of them?
Man, come on.
No, man, just one. There you go. There you go.
He ain't got an album yet. So
I do got an album.
All right, then hurry up and tell it, Prince.
You know what, man? Ain't nothing shaking but the baby.
I just wanted to
I'm gonna sew them up. Oh man, so
I
the
just
album.
wanted to fry. That's all.
Hey, you did?
Don't pull that back.
Hey, man, no.
No, see, I'll get silly. Don't put
Yeah,
it.
trust me. Trust me. I reached for a fry one time. I don't think get my finger back.
That sounds like a personal problem.
You know.
I respect my elders.
Boom.
I'm your elder. Technically, I'm a little old. How old am I?
You know, talk to your album.
Anyway,
Wanna talk
so
about
the album
time.
I've been particularly checking out is actually an album by Thelonious Monk called Underground.
Ugly Beauty on it.
Yeah. Ugly Beauty, Green Chimneys.
Man, that Green Chimneys, man.
I am just really jumping on the Monk train. I mean, like that album for me, like I like Monk and I was listening to some of the stuff, but he's kind of like, I couldn't say I really could sit through a whole album. Sometimes, you know, I listen to a couple tracks. I like this, I like
Go
that.
back and sit through a whole album.
Go ahead and speak.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you something. When I was a kid, go ahead.
Okay. So for this particular album, first of all, the cover by itself is like
Underground.
a whole story. You start off and you think you just see Monk sitting at the piano, and I'm not gonna spoil nothing for nobody. But as you keep looking at the album, more things unfold. That I wonder how they got away with putting that on that.
Yeah.
It is truly underground. But what I like most, it features the only waltz, which is like 3/4, 1, 2, 3, that Monk ever wrote, which is one of my favorite tunes to sing. It really is beautiful. It's called Ugly Beauty. And
Like you.
what I will say about the tune is that it's not a lot of blowing, like soloing on it. It's just the melody. Like everybody's playing, their improvisation is around the melody. And that's kind of what I've been trying to work on a little bit more. It's like really getting into more of a melodic approach as a saxophone player. And you know, no matter what Charlie Rouse is doing on the top, you hear Monk, and you hear Charlie Rouse playing around that. I mean, the whole album is like that. Every tune, the melody is the focal point, and the improvisation just kind of comes in. It's a great record. I mean, for anybody that maybe like myself is kind of like, you know, just dip their toe into Monk, check this album out, Underground.
Listen to it.
And I guarantee you're gonna love it, especially Ugly Beauty.
Yeah, buddy.
Green Chimneys.
To the Monk thing, the album, it's one of those albums that the old man always, you know, I mean, you know, he played everything for me. You know, grew up with that, man. I mean, you know, he played My Funny Valentine every morning at 10 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
You know, and he would go about the business of doing what he did. But I digress. That album, if you listen to the things, you know, when I was a kid, Monk, I was listening to it, I didn't understand it.
It's different.
I almost thought, you know, for the longest time, and yeah, you're talking about a kid before he was 10 years old, that Monk, you know, I'll be honest, Monk sounded like he couldn't play.
I hear you. It's.
I mean, it was
a different color.
It was constructed, but it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it does.
Absolutely.
But what you have to understand, it was Monk's interpretation of what was.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You had to be able to understand this man came through a lot in his life and saw things differently than the average human being. Yeah. And he brought that confusion and that zeal to want to make the music happen a completely different way.
Yeah.
Who now can say, with the way we've gotten with Monk,
Yeah.
that you just don't put yourself in one particular place and try to understand what music is.
Yeah.
Everyone has a certain voice, and Monk's was different. That's why it became popular. It was different, and there was so many different viewpoints going on at that particular.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you get this cat come in, and they categorize him as a jazz pianist. Okay, well, here's how I perceive jazz.
Come on, we were just talking about that. Yeah.
Because it's a lifestyle, man. The way he had John Coltrane come through this, he had Miles Davis come through that, he had Charles Mingus come through that. More cats. I don't think people understand how many cats.
What would Miles be without Around Midnight?
And the way chord changes are developed.
He explained it. He broke it down the best way.
The way chord changes as music changed through that period of time. How it melded, and you heard different voicings used, which created these wonderful tunes that came out of that time period. Man, don't get me started.
I know. Look, this man, Darrell. I'm so glad you're here.
Man, don't get me started.
Look,
because there was so much stuff. Look, let me say this. The reason why I'm the bass player I am right now is because I grew up in that time period. Everything else that's come from that point to now is where I got it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, Ron Carter, Paul Chambers, he was gone before, but Ron, Buster Williams, Eddie Gomez, which is a name that everybody should really
know that one.
chill out. I mean, you know
that one.
come on now. Scott LaFaro. You give props to cats who bring
certain.
You did color means nothing.
Yeah. No.
Those cats developed the vibe for where we are right now, for where you youngsters are right now. And you're carrying that particular voicing of the thing. And Monk brought out that expansion of thought of how a chord should sound.
That's right. Because you try to play. That's why I like Charlie Rouse's playing with Monk a little bit. A little. Yeah.
Someday.
Right.
I mean, who?
Well, see, and that's why not to take
Nobody was doing anything like that.
Well, and I'm telling you, not to take anything away from Train, but I prefer hearing Charlie Rouse with Monk than the Train record, because when Charlie Rouse was playing with him, he had that bounce and that melody in it. Monk's tunes, like I was talking to, if you all don't know who Reggie Thomas is, one time. Reggie Thomas is a great piano player from this area, probably one of the greatest. Man, he's teaching at Northern right now. Northern English University. But one time he was teaching at SIUE, and I was trying to ask him how to play what's that tune? Epistrophe. You know, and I was just like the chords move in like these half-step motions, and every time I tried to play it, I went like you when you're trying to make the change, you end up just playing like these patterns to go over the thing. And not to take nothing away, when you was hearing Train on some of that stuff, he does have that. And then Reggie said something real good to me. He said, with Monk's music, every chord change is not meant to be played on.
No.
And when he talked, and he kind of demonstrated.
Wait a minute, Reggie said that.
Yeah. He said sometimes it's a. Come on, man! Look, he got the proof. You know,
Thomas. Man.
He's like, sometimes it's the sound that leads to the next one. Sometimes you know, and when he said that and he kind of played it, demonstrated, it made the music make a little bit more sense. And not to, like I said, I still go back and listen to the Training one because I like that blowing too. But when you hear Charlie Rouse, man, he's like, I mean, he's handling that music, and and he brings out really the beauty in those tunes that, like you said, have those interesting harmonies that if you could get lost in it, if you ain't careful, but like to hear, because Ugly Beauty specifically, or Green Chimneys by itself, it has that real sideways of playing, but Charlie Rouse be sitting up.
Yeah. It's a blues.
Yeah. Right. It's the blues.
And it goes back to when you study Monk, you learn that he played in church. Now the one that we know about church, you can sing what's going to be on the page, what's going to be on the page.
That's right.
But when people are singing,
Salsa. I mean the kid H.
All right, we're here. That's the beauty of Monk, man. I remember I picked up Monk the fastest than anybody because I was, I'm Baptist. So we used to salsa. All right, we there. Salsa. All right, we there.
So you saying the word side slip? Slap.
Hey,
The
bro,
burger got you
let me tell you
I just want to make sure they can hear what you're saying.
I didn't criticize you and what you were saying at all.
Come on, we've heard some look, I know you speak that patois. I'm just trying to make sure.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to turn my head.
Hey, man.
You said you speaking that what now?
That patois.
Yeah.
That's when I get angry. It'll be a whole different language coming out.
That was last night at the gig.
Hey.
So
that's a good segment into
our next segment. Where we
Might
going?
as well.
So I think
he want to be proper.
that's it. That's it.
He's suburban.
Oh boy, here we go. So I think
Spell it.
So I think it's a good time to move on to the next segment. We got the great Darrell Mixon in the house tonight. We're gonna have him talk a little bit about his experiences, some of the people he played with, some of the people that played with him, and where he's been and where he's going. Y'all, this is the Jazz Juices Jam Show. This is Darrell Mixon.
Oh, yeah. No, you didn't do that. No, if you did that, only put that one on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you caught that one.
No. It was right after. It was right after.
Nah, it's right there.
It's right. We on there now.
Hold on. You got it rolling.
So here we go. So we're a little impromptu. We got our
God.
look at this, wrapped in full.
No. You got to look at the pretty part. Look,
man, come on, hey.
look how the cheese stretches.
It was stretching.
Hey, look, man, O'Connor's.
Hey, y'all
Right
do
up
your
in here.
thing, man.
Figure out the location.
Right up in here.
Hey, we gonna drop the addy on y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna
Right
drop the location.
We gonna drop the addy on y'all.
Like I said before, since I was a little boy, the food has been just like this. Wait a minute, this is.
You don't know what it is.
I don't even
until
know.
You don't know what it is until you know.
Now see,
You don't know what you know.
let me make this nice and tight.
That's what she said.
All right.
Oh, yeah, y'all didn't hear that one, did you?
All right, so we back.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
It was very good.
You did?
Underdog.
Oh, man.
Very real.
Very real. You remember that? I remember.
So we are back with the incredible Mr. Darrell Mixon
See, that's what I love.
in the house. How you doing, brother? So since we have him as a guest, I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of hear a little bit about, Darrell's story, kind of where he started. He already kind of talked about where he kind of started, but like his professional career, as a person he is, all the eras he kind of went through, and like where he's at right now, because he's still rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Briefly. 13 years old, I did my first gig with Ed Nicholson. First gig out the box. Ed Nicholson, and the drummer was, oh God, help me, please. James Thomas.
Oh,
They used to call him Lil James.
that's
Talk like this. Yeah, how you doing, babe? Yeah, bro, Mixon. You play nice. Your daddy taught you well. Anyway, that was the first gig. Yes, that was the first gig.
That's crazy.
The second one out of the box after the old man told me, first off, okay, yeah, you did well. Now go play with the blues cats. Learn how to play the blues, because the blues changes are going to be in most of the stuff that you're going to be playing when you first start playing with all of the cats that I'll hook you up with. So he sent me out to play with Johnny Johnson, Clayton Love,
Wow.
and yeah, I did. I had a chance to play with the Johnny Johnson after he was living in St. Louis. He was playing jazz gigs.
what?
And doing little blues things. There was a place over on West Florissant that was right before you got to where Fair intersected. In any case, played there with him. Played the quiet side with Clayton Love, and after that point, Willie Aikens tapped me on the shoulder when I was 17, and I started playing with his band. At that time, he had Chuck Carter playing drums and the dearly departed Max Potts, keyboard player, playing. During that time, after then, I got my first call to go international. Joe Bowie hooked me up in 1979, and I went on the road with the St. Louis Creative Ensemble, which included Bobo Shaw, Rasul Sadiq, Luther Thomas, myself, and Joe Bowie. After that, Oliver Lake hooked me up in 1983 to play with his band Jump Up.
No, one second. I mean to cut you. Didn't you guys do a recording with Bobo and that particular band?
The name of the album is I Can't Figure Out What You're Doing to Me. It's on the Moors label. On the Moors label.
Hey, check that out. That might have to be a whole segment, man. Yeah.
Drop that in the link.
There is some very interesting music on there, because Joe had this concept of, like, you know, that band is what morphed into D-Funk.
Oh. Wow. Okay. I can hear it. Yeah.
That band is what morphed into D-Funk. Joe, I know, because, I mean, you know, straight from there, it went into that direction, you know.
Wow. Okay.
And it was some very interesting stuff that we did. The album is very cool. It's straight ahead, but it's straight ahead on the outer edge. If you understand what was going on in the 70s in New York and the outer edge.
The outer edge. We were just talking about this earlier today.
How that era is like, even though it's straight ahead, like there's this Miles Davis live. It's not even an album, it's just a bootleg. And if the year is 1968, and you hear him playing, he plays Autumn Leaves, he plays he plays all his stuff.
Was that the band?
Is on Rose.
Just get ready to ask you, was that the band with Chick in it? Yes.
And Chick is doing Rose, and then Win Kelly is playing some Rose. It's weird hearing them try to play, but they slinging. But every tune is like.
But you heard that outer edge.
Yeah.
That Miles was reaching for.
Yeah, and I mean, and I'm not gonna cut and let you finish, but that's what, you know, we were talking about specifically is that, you know, that musicians didn't just sit around and wait for the next album to come out to figure out what direction it was going. You all were like, for us, you know, I always say like Willie Aikens was like my John Coltrane. You know, it's like you all and you for me are kind of like a dual, like Paul Chambers, but at the same time, you know, you got Essence of Mingus, but then at the same time it's some Stanley Clark, and then there's just Mixon. There's just stuff that nobody else does, but like, you know, growing up, it's like you guys never talked about like how we kind of talk, like, oh, did you check out there? I know you were checking it out, but y'all were moving in that direction on your own, you know, and that's why I kind of brought up the album, because I knew you recorded some works out here. So
You think from that point, after doing Jump Up, came back to St. Louis, and during the time it was like that, Peter and I hooked up and we created Tracer.
It's Peter Williams.
You dig? We were doing a gig out at Westport in 1985. Myself, Peter, and Gary Sykes. It was the night that Don Deckinger robbed us of, well, you know. And if you know baseball, you know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna get away from that. In any case, that night we had decided we were gonna stick together as a trio and call the band Tracer. So that's when Tracer was born. Then went on to play with the McFadden Brothers at the Hotel Meridian in Paris, 2 week stints, and was with them for a while, 91, 92 years, and then came back to St. Louis. The old man went on about his business into the next hereafter, and since then I've been trying to make sure that I keep the vibe growing in St. Louis. Playing when I play, you know, just because I'm who I am doesn't mean that I'm working all the time. Bro, Mix is at your disposal.
There you go.
Put that plug in there.
Hey, come on, man. Look, we're gonna put that email out there too. We go out all over the world.
But that's it. I mean, you know, and I'm very happy here, and this is where I'm going to finish my career and make sure that I try to continue to be someone that loves music, keeps himself humble to his individuals that do the music, because you can't be a jerk and be a really good musician. Let's
Man,
you know.
man, look here. We just experienced some jerky. Woo, man. Yeah.
It's got humble.
Just because you can play does not give you the
Come on.
doesn't give you the don't be a jerk.
Take the Bible there.
Just don't be a jerk.
I will say,
And like that.
coming from a bass player, I remember the first time I met Darrell. It was at Troy's Jazz Gallery. That was the first time because they said, yeah, Tracy's gonna be here, and I was like, who's Tracy? And I thought he said Tracy, so I was like, Tracy.
Of course you thought it was a lady.
So,
Of course, you know what led you.
like, hey, man, I was 16 at the time. I was like, man, I can't hear what you just said.
Tracy.
I said, I say Tracy.
What's up with
So,
some Tracy?
I remember I stayed around, man, and you know, Darrell. You thought Denzel got like the coolest walk. No, Darrell got that walk. You can notice down
The
the
hand
street.
going in the back.
The hand, you know, it leaned. And I was watching myself, man. I gotta stay. I don't care.
How does he walk like that with the upright?
With the
though?
upright.
He got this big up.
And it wasn't no wheel on the upright. He ain't had no wheel on the upright. And the upright he played was his dad's upright. And the stories he told me of who played on that upright is incredible. And I was like, man, it was an honor just to pluck the strings on it. It's like, man.
I got a world in the shop right now. I'm getting
Yeah.
everything redone. The bridge is
That's the original bridge, isn't it?
the bridge has been on the bass since 1972.
Wow.
Once again, if you're a bass player, you know.
Same bridge, and it produced the same sound,
Yeah.
but I'm having it totally redone. And since picking up that NS guy, that NS is
You like it?
oh man, it's off the
You
chain.
sound great on
It's in the hand, man.
We heard you at the festival, East St. Louis Jazz
That's the
Festival,
first time we
and
heard
it was really killing. Well, sure. We talked about some jazz.
Thank you, my
We
brother.
drank some juice. I think we should. We can play. You play with us. Play a tune with us, Mix.
Well, of course.
All right. All right. All right. We be right back. We're gonna play some.
Wait a minute. Am I still supposed to be here?
Yeah. Oh man, it has been great having you do this show with us. Thank you so much, man. I mean, when you come back again, this won't be the last time.
Man, look, I'm at your disposal. Mix is on your 6.
Oh, come on, man. That's it. We talked about making a book of mixes.
Man, come on,
Mixes.
bro. Come on, bro.
But man,
Ask Oliver Lake and his wife Marion about mixisms. Lake has a book of them.
You know he's gonna make that phone call.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that phone call.
well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much for tuning in the show. B,
Yeah, man.
my
King,
boy, man.
yeah, man. Appreciate you,
We're
dog.
gonna keep rolling
Thank
till the
you for
wheels
having
fall.
me on the show.
You know what? When we doing our thing, ain't nobody,
We ain't
ain't
gotta
no worry
worry
about
about
nobody
it.
saying what
We
we
ain't
want to
gotta
hear.
worry about it.
Soup, who? Ah,
Leave it
man.
alone.
Leave it alone. I should leave it alone. I should leave it
Leave it
alone.
alone. In the second.
Hey, we're gonna see y'all later. Have a good evening.